Mhm. Good morning, everybody. This is Vincent with Listings to Leads. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat panel if there you are. Oh, hey, John, how are you? And hello, Lynn. And I think I just sent you a message, Lynn, on Facebook. Let's talk about it here. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm just coming online here. And can you see my screen? Yeah, I think you can hear me. Okay, got it. All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and welcome. This is our onboarding call. So this is for all of our clients who are signing up and want to learn more about the system, but also some of our long-term clients are checking in as well. I know, Lynn, you've been with us for a while. So we appreciate everybody here taking a little bit of time to get involved to learn how to leverage listings to leads. There are some things that I want to make sure all of you are taking advantage of right now. Okay. And the reason why I say this is because it's working for clients all over the country. And that is Facebook ads. That is our listing presentation. Also, our expired marketing system and our open house marketing system. You can get buyer leads and seller leads with Facebook ads. With expired listings, you're going to get your own listings. We have a really powerful way of turning those listings into your listings. And actually, our open house marketing gets you more listings. Okay. So, all that, including the open house and expireds, our listing presentation is, has been called a game changer for a lot of people. I don't know if you have your own listing presentation and whether you do or whether you don't. I think you're going to find ours very compelling. And what I can let you know is we have clients using this in every state, and it is starting conversations with homeowners. And really, that's where you need to get. You need to not, we're listings to leads. We have great ways of capturing leads, but we also have great tools to help you get more business. And that's an important distinction. Okay. When we look here at the website, I do want to invite you to kind of check out the videos that are here. These three people are all getting listings from expireds. This gentleman here at the top, he has a great voicemail. He waits three months after they expire. He calls them, introduces himself, tries to meet them, hands them the listing presentation. I'll show you that in a moment. And gets lots of listings. The gentleman below there, Scott Murray at EXP, he's been in the industry for 20 years. He door knocks, and he has our listing presentation in hand, and that's added 2.7 million in listings in 3 days of door knocking. And the young lady, JJ at the left, she calls listings when they expire day one, which not a lot of good morning. Did stream send? Cliff, what's your question? Did stream send? I'm on StreamYard. And if you're on, you can see this, I think, on YouTube. You can see it on Facebook and here on StreamYard. Yeah. Oh, did the stream end? No. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh, we're good. Got it. Okay, good. So I just tell you about JJ because she calls people day one, where a lot of new agents are calling those poor people. And she calls them twice, leaves 2 voice messages, and then she texts them once and said, "Would you like to see my listing presentation?" And they still don't respond. And she then creates a custom unique listing presentation. And as you can see, she has 4 listings in 6 weeks. Down here, you keep scrolling down, you're going to hear that, our open house ads get you buyers and listings. And this gentleman here will tell you in 53 seconds that he generated 114 buyer leads with that home, flipped it into sold when he sold it. But in those 114 leads, he put 4 of those people into homes. So he's able to convert leads, right? And I'm going to stress something. I'm going to tell you how he's converting them. He's using text. He's using AI text from a CRM to work those leads. And these leads that he's talking about in this video, he got a $4 lead in the morning from Facebook ad for a sold home. And his AI converted that lead to a phone call in that afternoon. And in that afternoon, they booked a call and they made an appointment to sell a home for $800 and to buy another for $450 from one $4 lead. Not every $4 lead. Okay. So down here, we talk about automated listing marketing, which if you have listings, we're actually, that was kind of our core function here, is create tools for you automatically, post some social media, all kinds of things like that. And really get more business with it, get more buyers, get more listings from your listings. And then here you'll see a lady here from Florida who was a really kind of a new agent. And she signed up. I spoke to her the day she signed up and I said, hey, what are you looking for? And she said, I have a listing appointment tomorrow and I see that you have a listing presentation. So we created a custom listing presentation for her. She went there the very next day and closed that lead, closed that listing appointment. And by the time if you watch that video, she will tell you by the time she got to the end, they asked her, where do I sign? They didn't ask her what's your commission or anything like that. Just where do I sign? So our listing presentation is actually it's a big deal. Okay. It's right here. I'm on the listings page and each of you have a listings presentation tab. Now, I know many of you are signing up on our new platform. So we've been building listings to leads from scratch, ground up, for about almost 3 years now. And we're now testing new clients in that new platform. Then we're going to migrate everybody in the current system, which we're looking at now, into the new platform. But whenever you log in, either system, new or old, you come to listings, come to listing presentation, and you will see listing presentation flipbook. And that means that you have a really cool listing presentation. Okay. So before we start to dive into all the cool stuff that we have and all the way to get leads, I want to talk about some of the resources that are here because, we've got an hour together and half of what I say, you're going to forget. Okay. So we'll just agree on that. Marketing calendar is the first tab here. There are 3 tabs and one of them says resources. And I want to point out because some of the strongest things to help you are right here. One is our YouTube channel. Okay. And 2 is live webinars. This is leadgenwebinars.com. Actually, I had it open over here, but this is where we sign up for our live classes like today's, right? And I did mention that expireds are a big thing. So Scott hosts 4 expired classes every week. One, if expireds are a big deal in your market, you should learn how to use our platform to turn those into your listings. Okay. And 2, get in these classes, right? If you go later on Tuesday, tomorrow, how to market a listing fully. I'm going to talk about some of the key things, but I won't be able to go into detail on, every step. And then Scott does another class on expireds, and then he'll do one on Facebook ads. And as I mentioned, Facebook is one of the big things here. So you definitely want to understand what's going on and how to do it correctly. We talk about our listing presentation, then we're in the next week. Next week, top tools for more listings on Monday. Okay. That's leadgenwebinars.com. If you're not a client, you're welcome to join us. It's also right here on the marketing calendar under resources. So I want to talk about this YouTube channel here because I think if you're new to us, if you talk to me, I'm going to be sending you links to this page. I do that every time. And there's something wrong here on the page. Let me refresh this. So as I mentioned, and as you can see, we do live training 5 days a week. We record all those classes and they are all sitting on this page. That's weird. It's cutting off the top. Anyway, there is a long class here on expireds. There's a class here on open house marketing. This is top tools for more listings from last week and more classes, right? I really think if you're new to us, you should come in and watch the first 3 rows. It's a lot of videos. But I can tell you, if you know how to use listings to leads, you are going to realize it's the best program to help you grow a real estate business. Okay. But you do need to know how to use it, right? And I know it's not easy for everybody. We all have different learning, capacities. But when agents, young or old, rookie or veterans in the industry, when they start to understand what to leverage here and how to apply it to their business grows. We'll be talking about a lot of those things right now. But this page right here, I think is honestly the best. And I'm always just go do 3 rows. Just take your time, get through them. Because by the time you get through the 3rd row, you know exactly what's going on. Okay. So this is lead gen webinars. We'll leave that there. And there's another resource which is hugely important, and that's our Facebook mastermind group. And I have it open up here. And this is where Scott and I talk about what's going on, right? New things, new ideas. It's also where our clients share some of, their questions, like, how do I do this, right? Or, I've done something and it's not working right. And I think, Lynn, you just posted. Lynn, you're on the call, right? Right. So Lynn's on the call with us today, and she shared this about 10 days ago, right? Ran an ad and gets leads for $2.33, and you got a new build buyer out of it, right, Lynn? Can you tell us anything more about that? And what's great is there were a lot of questions and answers being asked. And I'm going to see if I can get down to them. I was reading them earlier. Lynn is using AI software to follow up on her leads. And I really want to stress that we have our own AI software, and there are a lot of CRMs that have their own AI software. Here's the thing that I want to tell you about leads. And so one of the reasons that agents love our software program is specifically our Facebook ad software, because then I'm going to show you in a moment. When you capture a lead with us, you get name, email, and phone number automatically populated by Facebook. Okay. So if they see an ad and they like that look, that house, they click on it, they click on it, their name, email, and phone number pop up, right? Automatically. They're not typing it in. And this is key. Those leads are very accurate. They're not 100% accurate, but I think at least 80, 90%. So Lynn is here and she's saying, so you have a few leads, right? Is that right, Lynn? Is that what you're saying? And got a buyer off that listing, $13K in commission, right? Let me ask you, Lynn, did you market that home? Because you're in Texas. Did you market that home just in Texas, or were you marketing in other places? Because a lot of our clients in Texas, they'll market that same ad in LA, in Chicago, and a different one over in New York. And that's a powerful part of our software to be able to do that, right? So you marketed right in Texas. Well, you might want to try, like there's other states. Okay, great. But that's a key thing. If you look here, you can see it. There's a 15. That's how many leads she got with this. And she paid $2.33 a lead. And as you can tell you, she made 13 in commission from that, right? So these work. But I do want to point out, because a lot of you are new to advertising. You're new to a company like Listings to Leads, or you kind of do it yourself. And then you're kind of blown away, many, by the volume of leads they get, right, that you get. And, Lynn has 15 leads here with name, email, and phone number at $2.33 a piece, $2.33 a piece. And you would think that you should be calling those people immediately, right? Speed to lead. And you would be mistaken. I think really the best thing you can do is text your leads a few times before they're ready to talk, because they don't know who you are. And I don't know if you've heard, but there's a lot of scams in this world. I think somebody in this thing here said, I ran an ad in the comments and said, I ran an ad and got hacked. You can get hacked in your text. You can get hacked in Facebook. There are just so many scams. So when you're getting leads with a name, email, and phone number, and you think call them, people don't know who you are. And that's why AI text follow-up or your own text can really help get the conversation going. Okay. So, this is our mastermind group. I brought you here. We're kind of, going a little bit too far here, but we'll leave that and let's go back into the system. Okay. So, you've got lead gen webinars, every class to get live classes. You've got it all recorded on YouTube, and you can go ask questions and learn from our Facebook mastermind group. We also have a great Instagram channel. So if you're there, if you like Instagram, definitely use that. Okay. Let's talk about how do I get started? And let's see. I know I saw, oh, Rochelle, hello. I think I saw you. I sent you an intro email today. I'm glad you're here. I think you just signed up. And I saw John, you're on here. So let's talk about what happens when you sign up the first time. When you sign up, you might just go find our website today. You sign up, it's $95 a month, month to month. And what happens, right? You put in your name and email. Next page, put in your credit card. Next page, we start asking you a bunch of questions. So let's see if I can show you what that process looks like. So you come here and we ask for your headshot, and probably you should put in your phone number. If you need to be licensed in your marketing stuff there, your number, then add it. If not, don't worry about it, skip it. Then we ask for your logo. Now we do have color palettes from a lot of the major brands out there. But if you're at a boutique independent shop, you can also just change the color scheme to match your branding, right? Enter the information that you need. And then here, this is where the cool stuff begins. Connect Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google Business and YouTube. And we will auto post your listings whenever they hit our system. And every time that they change status. So if it goes from just listed, you add an open house, we're going to repost it. If it goes pending, we're going to repost it. And when it's sold, we're going to repost it. But later stage postings like pending or sold, those posts capture seller leads. The early stage one capture buyer leads. This is a free part of the system. It's not a paid ad. It's a free post, and they have landing pages behind it. Okay. And you can, boom, you can have a post up there like real quick. Okay. So the next page, this is where it gets really interesting. You're connecting your Facebook business page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, email me. Here's my email. Give it to you now. I have a quick little 4-minute video. I'm Vince at listingsleads.com. You can find my address on the website somewhere. But there it is for you if you want it there. I have a quick video show you how to make that. You absolutely should be using that. You may not like social media. I understand that. But American adults spend, is it 40 minutes a day? 40 minutes a day on Facebook. Just scrolling through, looking at what their friends are doing, what their family are doing, their grandkids. And that's why running ads there is so smart, especially using our software. So by connecting Facebook here, whenever you run an ad, it's going to say sponsored by your business page, and it will charge your credit card on your business page. Okay. So you need to have that all set up. Now here we're saying again, connect for social media content. There's a lot of content that's really designed for social media here. Really colorful. It looks really good. And you connect your social media accounts up here, and then we'll even auto post, holiday stuff and our PDF guides. Talk about those in a bit. And we do it throughout the year, and it's free. So, you don't want to be wasting a lot of time looking for content to keep your social media accounts fresh. So just turn that on and we'll do it for you. Okay. Now this page here, this is how we start to pull in your listings. And so drop the email address of the listing of the one that you use in your MLS. And I just want to be clear, that's often not the one that you're using today. You could be at Coldwell Banker, but 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you started, you could have been at KW and you've got a totally different email address inside your MLS. If it matches what you put in that box, we'll start pulling your listings in. Later on inside the account, you can use a grab listing feature, and you can borrow. So if you're going to borrow listings, you're going to do an open house, or you're going to just market somebody's listing so that you can get buyers or sellers, you can do that in the account. So the next page is, how do we connect our CRM? Okay, so we have APIs for many of the leading CRMs in real estate here. So you can connect that. It's pretty good, right? But here, if you don't have your own CRM, I highly recommend you turn this on. We have our own drip campaigns for buyers and for sellers in English and in Spanish. So if our drip campaigns get in the inbox, they have a high open rate. And if you don't have your own CRM, I highly recommend that you use our drip campaigns. Next, we can import your reviews from Google, from Zillow, and Testimonial Tree. You can also add them manually if you've got them somewhere else. And that's it. Now all the automation is set up in your account. Okay. And you know that you got a lot of resources up here on the marketing calendar to help you get familiar with our system, right? So that's kind of the beginning. All right. You do have my email. I do want to let you know we do have team accounts and downline accounts, things like that. If you need something like that, email me. I set those up. Okay. So let's kind of remind each other, what are the 4 things we want to walk out of here with, and make sure we start applying to our business, right? And one of those is the listing presentation. Okay. You've got one here in print, PDF. You've also got one here in Flipbook, and that looks like this. And if you go through it, you actually want to go through this, right? Because you want to know what it is that we do here, right? So when you have a listing, yes, you can run ads on Facebook and Instagram. We share for free on social media. I just told you that, right? We actually create our own. When your listing comes in with the photos, we make a pan and zoom virtual tour. We give it to you. We create a virtual tour standalone. We also put it up on YouTube. And if you have your own YouTube channel, you can connect it, and we will put it up there as well on your channel. Okay. We also create print marketing, postcards. I think a lot of clients like to use just sold postcards. Our postcards have call to actions. Call to actions different from call me, right? We have hyperlinks and QR codes to help people get to you, right? We have a nearby homeowner letter, very important tool. Email tools that you copy and blast out in your CRM, sphere of influence tools, virtual tours, all this, right? You want to get familiar with this. Everything is mobile optimized. These QR codes really stop traffic, especially in a listing presentation, right? So and then this shows how I'm going to market your home. This you want to get familiar with, because what you want to start thinking after this call is, how do I get this listing presentation in front of as many homeowners as I can, right? Now, you don't want to just blanket it out there, because there's, time and money and stuff like that. But if somebody wants to sell their home, you want to get this in front of them, okay? And you can text them that link right up here, the web address. You can email this to them, and you can also get it printed. Notice here, I'm holding something. This is our listing presentation, but the cover says, how are we going to sell your expired home, right? It's branded to you on every page. This is exactly what we're looking at on the computer, okay? And if you want more listings, you need to start asking yourself, how can I get this in front of homeowners, okay? A good place to answer that question is on the homepage. These 3 people are walking. That guy, Scott Murray, at the bottom right, is knocking on doors. You want to find his video on our YouTube channel, you can email me, because I have all 3 of their original interviews in one email, and you will see how he door knocks. you will hear the message that John Summers up on top there, he leaves to get people to call him back. And you're going to see how JJ gets 4 listings in 6 weeks. It's all tied around reaching expireds and getting this listing presentation in front of them. It just starts conversations. Okay. So that's cool, right? But let's get a little bit further. You notice this is my listings page. You can have your listings sitting here, but now I have a listing for a canceled listing, an expired listing, a FSBO, and one that says listing presentation. So what's that? Well, let me share with you what they all have in common. They're all different homes, and they all have the homeowner's name embedded and their address and a picture of their home. So what JJ does over here is she calls people twice the day they expire, right? And I'm sure dozens or hundreds of agents are calling those poor homeowners, right? They don't want to talk to anybody. She doesn't know, but I know she's learning because she was just starting this program last fall. She calls him twice, leaves 2 voice messages, no response. Texts him one time, would you like to see my listing presentation? No response. Then she goes in our system and creates a custom listing presentation with their name, address, and a picture of their home on the cover. And now as you go through this listing presentation, this homeowner is looking at their home and how you're going to market their home with listings to leads. It doesn't talk about listings to leads, but that's what we're doing here, right? That has generated her 4 listings in 6 weeks. Okay. So you can use that kind of listing presentation for FSBOs, for expireds, for canceled or withdrawn, or if you just got an awesome seller lead that you want them to talk to you, create one just like that. So let's go here. I'm on the listings page. You see that button that says add listing. I'm going to manually add a listing. And let's just say you got, I don't know, maybe you're working with sold.com or you got some lead somewhere. It's a seller lead, right? It's a listing lead. Come here. The default setting is just listed. Change it to listing presentation. You could change it to expired or FSBO or canceled down here, but just listing presentation. Put in their name, put in their address, save and add 1 photo, and that's going to create that. Very easy to create and very powerful. Okay. So works well with expireds. I know that it works incredibly well with FSBOs too. Right. But if you got seller leads, and I'll tell you, this is my generic one, right? This one over here is for a specific homeowner. We had a client it was November or December of last year, took 200 seller leads in his CRM. And he was like, they're stale. They're not talking to me, nothing. And he sent an email to him and said, thinking of selling in 2026 in the subject. And in the body, just had a couple of lines. Hey, I've got a really great solution to help you find more buyers. If you're thinking of selling, click this link. That link was this link up here, right? The web address. Pasted that right in the message. He has 17 conversations with 17 different homeowners who would never talk to him from his CRM, right? So just think of ways, how can I get this in front of people, right? All right, let's go over to listings. And we kind of know, I started the call, I said there's 4 major things that you got to think about that's going to help you get more business in 2026. And one is a listing presentation. And one is working expireds, right? And you know that we've got workshops to help you unpack expireds, but using the listing presentations either in the print format that I'm holding in my hand or in that electronic version that JJ is using, these that's it, right? But let's talk about open houses, which I guess my open house expired. So let's go at an open house. The cool thing about open houses is you can host an open house for somebody. And actually, John is on the call, who I spoke to on Friday and again this morning. When you borrow somebody's listings and you can use the grab button and pull it in, you want to click here and you want to add an open house, right? The date and time. It might come in automatically with it, but I'm just going to add one here and safe. And that creates a bunch of tools. It also triggers us to auto post your listing to your social media accounts. Remember, that was part of the setup. So we're going to do that for free. If I click on social media posts, it's going to tell me it's scheduled to go out at 11:50 in about 20 minutes from now. Okay. So we're going to automatically post it. Looks great, right? That's going to go to all your socials that you connected. There's even a landing page behind it. So if people click on, see if I can get us there. If they click on this in Facebook, they're going to drop on this page. And if they click continue with Facebook, we're going to grab their name and email and deliver it to you. So this is a free automated way of capturing leads. Now, you may not have a big following on social media, so you might not get any leads. You might get a few, you might get none. But if you really want leads, you want to click on this button here that says Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay. And when we did the setup wizard, we connected to our social media accounts. We connected to our Facebook business page, right? So it's going to say it's sponsored by your business page up here. Here we have a $35 ad. We really recommend minimum 50. And create ad. Now there's more to it. There's all kinds of questions. There's more to it. I would tell you that the minimum thing is put in here the date and time. Okay. Because if somebody sees this on a smartphone, they may not see all this, but they will see this, right? So you want that key line, that top line, to really have what's gonna slow them down, right? And that's it. Create ad, right? Now, I do want to remind you that Scott is doing classes on this week on the deeper things of Facebook ads, and you should definitely understand a lot of the things that you can change. But at the basics for an open house, you got to do this, right? But you remember how I said, you may not remember, but I said that the open house is actually a top way of getting more listings. In 2025, this was our number one way that our clients were getting listings. If you look at our training calls from last summer, you will see teams and agents hosting 2 to 4 open houses every week, because this was the best way to meet homeowners. Okay. And this piece of paper that we're looking at is the reason why. Okay. We call it the nearby homeowner letter. We auto generate it. It's right here. And it says, I got an open house, 1 to 4. Go here, scan here, go check it out. But that's going to affect your home value. Go here to get your free home value now for free. Okay. That is the thing that our clients want. If they want more listings around that open house, this is the way to get it. Okay. So you print this up 100 times, you go knocked out in the neighborhood, you give it to them and say, hey, I've got an open house happening this week. Please come. I know that a lot of agents, especially if they've been in the business, don't even want to hold an open house. They don't think it's worth their time. And if you're just dropping a date and time in the MLS, that may be true. But if you're trying to grow your business with more listings, you want to hold open houses every week. You want to do it even by borrowing somebody's listing and holding that open house. I think John on the call here was telling me he does like 4 open houses a week. John, you need to be using these tools. You're going to see it. You're going to get a lot of business yourself, right? Now, there are other things to do, but we can't go too far in it. There's an e-flyer for your database, so you can copy and you can blast that out in your leads. Of course, our listing flyers have the date and time. We do have an open house sign-in form, right? So if you've got a laptop or iPad, you can ask people, hey, answer these questions, give us your email, and we will send you a single property website in your email. So you have everything, all the information on the home. There's also a couple cool things over here. And this is for the open house. And for any of you that have a YouTube channel, you should definitely come to this media library page and download this right here. Okay. It says 100 plus marketing plan. Let's look at it. And what is this thing all about? So what's the problem? It's going to open up here. I think it's going to open up. There we go. So this is actually, this title here is sitting up on YouTube right now. Many of our clients download this here and put it on their own channel. And if you're using Gmail, if you click up on the top right, you can actually click a couple buttons and realize you actually have a YouTube channel. And if you haven't created one, you should create it, and you should get this on there. You should download it and upload it there. Now, this is again our listing presentation, okay? But it's a 5-minute commercial. So if you've taken the time to invite 100 homeowners to your open house, I'm pretty sure 100 homeowners are not going to come to your open house, but maybe 3 or 4. You might have 3 or 4 people come, maybe 5, and maybe somebody's thinking of buying, and maybe other people are thinking of selling, and they want to see what's that house look like, right? We're going to put ours on the market. If you've got this running on your open house on a big 80-inch TV or 60-inch, it's going to start conversations, right? Because we're doing things that this is very different from the average listing presentation. Now, you might have also taken a little time to order our listing presentations like this. So you got a couple on the kitchen counter. So, if that conversation starts to percolate, you've got some tools. That is sitting on the media library. You should download it and put it on your YouTube channel. And if you go home tonight and you go open up your smart TV and you point it to YouTube, you will see it right there. It's very easy to run at an open house. So I am going to show you, I'm actually going to send this to you right now. Because we keep talking about the listing presentation, but a good question that you might have is, where do I get it? There's a blog there. You can type in the word expired, and you will find these links where you can order these. There is a $70 setup. You can get an expired version. I think you need an expired version and a standard version. You see here it says the complete marketing plan to get your home sold. That's the standard one. The expired one looks like this, the complete plan to sell your expired home. The same inside, but different cover, right? Once the order, you have to approve it. You send us an email, we go look and we set it all up, and we send some screenshots to you, and you say, yes, I like it. Then boom, you can order 10, 20, or 30 copies, right? So that link is sitting in the chat panel now, in the comments panel now. And you can find it on our blog at the bottom of our page, okay? Now, one more thing about open houses, and this gets into a different part of the system, which is there are PDF guides. Each of you have 80 PDF guides. There are 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. And for all of you doing open houses, you should print up the flyers on 6 of these, 3 for buyers and 3 for sellers. So if you click here, downloading, or you click marketing tools, you will see that each one of those PDF guides has a print flyer. Now you can download the whole guide right here. There's a landing page here, but you can download it and it looks like this that I'm holding in my hand. So I've got a little plastic tabletop folder, right? It's branded to you, your office, your logo. You put one in the master bedroom. You put a different one in the laundry room. You put a different one in the dining room. So as people are walking through the home, they know you're the realtor, right? You've got that big video running. You've invited a bunch of homeowners in. You've got our listing presentations around. This is how you get more listings with your open house. I want to remind you, there's an open house call that goes into more detail than what I've told you just now, okay? It's on our YouTube channel. Just go to this page. Let me send this to everybody. But you can find this, as you already know, on the resources tab of our calendar. But right there is the open house marketing. We did it 5 days ago. Okay. So get, first, do open houses if you want more listings. Okay. Second, watch our video to show you how to do that. Okay. Um, Nearby homeowner letter is a big deal. Now, I closed that a little bit too soon because I wanted to show you something. You remember how, let's go back and let's remember how I just showed you the nearby homeowner letter. I showed it to you for the open house, but there's another time that people really like to use our nearby homeowner letter, and that's when they have sold a home. Okay. So it looks almost identical, but it has slightly different language, which, is probably obvious because one has an open house and the next one is sold. But let's look at it as sold, and let's talk about, there's something a little bit more important that I want to bring up to you. And that is, well, of course it's branded to you. You know that, right? And I can go here and go check out that home. And now that home is sold, the call to actions will be, hey, let's get your home value. But the piece of paper will also say that affects your home value. So go here to get your home value. And what I want to point out is this page and the look of this page, because I don't know where you are. You're all over the country. You might be in Canada, you might be in the Caribbean or Mexico, but wherever you are, this is what that page looks like. Okay. So if you got a virtual tour or a single property website, or you're using on the back of our listing presentation, there is a page that gets you, to places where they're going to land on this page. Okay. And if that doesn't look like your page, like your market, you want to go over here to landing pages and put something there. Like, I know there's a bunch of you here in Florida. You might have some kind of beach shot that really is more familiar to your clientele than this nice, beautiful suburban neighborhood, right? So you just click the pencil. Pencil means edit here. And you click on background and you upload a photograph. That's looks like your market. It's that easy. While we're on landing pages, let's talk about the others that we create for you. We create a down payer assistance landing page. You can run ads with this and get yourself buyer leads, right? We've got a new construction landing page. We've got, iBuyer here, cash buyer, and you can create all kinds of custom landing pages, right? Because a lot of you work in different markets in 4 or 5 different towns. So you can create a landing page for each one of those towns, or maybe a neighborhood that has a photograph that everybody there is going to recognize, and then you can go out and market, right? So this is a great way of getting more listings. And I'll just show you, if we click marketing tools, well, what are some of the things we can do? We can run an ad on Facebook. We can run an ad on Google. We could share it for free on social media, right? We could copy this e-flyer for your database and put it up on your CRM. Just copy the code right here, right? We've even got, and this is where we're back at the letter, right? So there's a letter that kind of looks like the nearby homeowner letter, but it's not really about a home. It's about an area. So this is another good tool to get out in the market. Maybe you print this up once a month and you mail it to homeowners, right? So all this is automatically designed. And a lot of the things I'm showing you are going to help you get more listings. Okay. So that's kind of like PDF guides, landing pages. Let's jump over here. I want to show you something. This is our YouTube channel. And I just sent you a link to this, but I want to tell you this story here. We're going to cut this down. It's 40 minutes, but I want to tell you a little bit about it, because if you're new to us and you want more listings, you should probably watch that. So that's a gentleman named Leo. I can't remember his last name. It sounds kind of Greek. He's from Boston. And as you can see from that cover, he has 10 listings in 10 weeks. I want to explain to you what he is doing. Okay. And first of all, I want to tell you, when you watch that call, he's got a serious follow-up plan. He follows up with texts, he follows up with emails, and he follows up with phone calls. It's not just one phone call and then forget it, right? But he is focused on getting listings, okay? And for him, He looks at it as if I can have a listing every week. I'm going to do whatever I can to get more listings. So let me tell you what he is doing. He is working expireds with this print booklet. He is working open houses like I just showed you. And he gets the nearby homeowner letter out and he gets people in that open house that are homeowners. And he runs sold ads. He uses the nearby homeowner letter for sold properties. No, he actually uses the just sold postcards. Let me show you where that is. And I don't know if I should have asked him, but I don't know. But let me show you. So we're back on my listings page. And I've got a property that's sold here. So I'm going to click sold. And all he does to market a sold home is he runs ads on Facebook, right? And as you can see, we'll look at it real quickly here. It's going to say, give me a second. It'll say another home just sold. And that's going to affect your home value. Click here for your home value. That's it. So he clicks that button. He gets seller leads. He follows up with them. He also mails out this postcard. Now, I don't know if he uses express copy, but we have a built-in integrated printer here. And when you have that connected, you will have this green button appear. And that green button, you can say, hey, express copy, you download this postcard and mail it in a 3-mile radius only to people who have owned a home for more than 6 years. This is a very smart thing to do with our tools like this. You can do it really quickly here in a couple clicks, but that's kind of the key. So back to this point here, those two actions in marketing sold homes, working expireds, and working listing appointments, working open houses, they all generate seller leads. And Leo works those leads hard. If you watch this call, this guy has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week. Every week. He's closing 1 new listing every week. His business is growing, right? This is a very interesting model and definitely some strategies that you should be applying to your own business if you want more listings. Okay. If we go over here, that's the meat and bones of it, right? I'm going to show you some things that are fun, cool, that you should know about. But if you have questions, this is a good time to put it in that comments panel because I'll be happy to answer any questions. I'm going to the client reviews page, and you might remember that when we went through the setup wizard earlier, that we can import reviews from Zillow, Facebook, Google, and Testimonial Tree. You can also manually add them here, right? So maybe you've got something on Yelp or maybe you've got something on Facebook. You just add it here, right? And then we put it inside of tools. We actually create a client review website. And you can take that and share it on Facebook. You absolutely should do this because it's got all your reviews. It's got your listing presentation. They can download it for free if they answer some questions. PDF guides I mentioned, they're all here, all branded to you. They just got to answer a few questions to download it, right? Pretty easy. So if you got your reviews up here and even your listings are here, right? If they click through there, they're going to be on a single property website. If you've got reviews on here, copy this hyperlink, take it to Facebook and tag your client and thank them for it. Because they are going to, all their friends and family and colleagues on Facebook, they're going to see this. All right. This is really, really a useful tool to have. And it's different from a Facebook ad. A Facebook ad can't, it expires in 7 days usually, right? That never expires. When your client's relatives or colleagues log into Facebook weeks or months later, they can still become a lead. Our clients love that they get free leads, even listings out of that, right? So there's a client review page. We've got different kinds of landing pages. You can create your own custom landing page. This is the social content area. We got PDF guides. We know that we can run ads. I will take you to the ads place here because you can run an ad on any listing, any landing page, and any PDF guide, or do something custom. I recommend you stay with the core stuff that we have because it always works. Okay. And then, obviously your listings are here. So let me show you one more thing. And if you don't have any questions, I want to thank you for being here. I'm on the listings page, and you can actually grab listings here. So let's say you want to do an open house for somebody. Drop in the zip code, drop in the MLS ID, and deselect this so we don't create a virtual tour and put it on YouTube, and grab it. We'll pull that in, and then all the marketing things are right there. And then those tools are designed to deliver leads to you. Okay? We're not selling them to 3 or 4 people at a time. If you use our tools and you capture leads, they're going to sit on your leads tab. And if you remember, we can drop them into your CRM because that's what we set up on the wizard. Okay? So that's great, right? I do want to point out that under the leads tab, and I can't show you because it messes up the YouTube video, we have our own AI software that is automatically starts dripping on your buyer leads or your seller leads. So definitely use that, especially if you're going to be using Facebook ads, okay? Because those leads come with name, email, and phone number. You can text them yourself, or you can have us text them. I don't see any questions, so I will say this. I know not everybody has a big marketing budget, but I do want to talk a little bit about Facebook, because every time you run an ad, let's go back to the mastermind group. We'll look at this. Maybe there's a better example here. This is Lynn's ad that she shared with us earlier. Let's see if we can find it. Hold on a second. Somehow got kicked out. Okay, here we go. So every time you run an ad, yes, you should capture leads, right? But here's the thing. Do you see that number there? 1,650 people. That's how many people saw it. Okay. They didn't all become leads. She has 15 leads. And if you're new to the industry, one of the things I recommend most is running ads on Facebook. Because if you're new to the industry, or new to, who actually knows you're a realtor? It's your sphere of influence. It's your friends and family, right? Are they all buying and selling today? Probably not. Are they all going to work with you? I don't really know. So I think many of you are competing against 5, 10, 20, 30,000 agents. Does anybody know you're actually a realtor? When you're running an ad for $35 like this ad is seen by 1,650 people. If you're doing that every week, your business page is going to be seen probably by 5,000 to 8,000 people. That's why I always recommend that agents are running at least 4 $50 ads every month. Borrow a listing. Run an ad on homes that are for sale, you're going to get buyer leads. Run an ad on a home that's sold, you're going to get listing leads. Okay? But for building your brand, Facebook is awesome. Lynn, you run 2 ads a week. That's great. What kind of ads do you typically run? I didn't see the top of this, Lynn, but was this a new construction ad? Because I think you were kind of saying that. And I want to point that out, because if that's a new build, I want to point out one of the things that I see agents do. Yeah, very new. So it's very new. So, remember when I was talking about landing pages, and a lot of people, like Lynn's in Texas, there's a lot of new build, a lot of new construction in Texas, a lot of new construction in Florida and other parts of the country. You might think, I'm going to run an ad on this landing page for new construction. You can actually customize that landing page. But I would definitely recommend that you create an ad like Lynn did Oh, that was your listing. Okay. Um, when you create an ad that says, "Hey, would you like to sign up for new construction homes?" You can do that, but it actually works better if you're running an ad. If you create the listing, you might be working with a builder, right? And they say, "Yeah, you can market our homes, and yeah, I'll pay if you bring a buyer in. Yeah, no problem, right?" Well, then go in here and grab the listing and put it in your account, and then market that just like any other listing, because just like Lynn's ad, that's a good way to do, right? That's a running ad is going to get you leads, and Lynn is showing you with AI, she's converting those leads. I do want to point out a couple things, and Scott definitely goes in detail here when he's doing his Facebook class. But you know, for all of you in like Texas, Arizona, Florida, and even the Carolinas, all over the country, when you have a home for sale, it's automatically going to zero in and show people in that area. X that out and maybe try doing something like this: Chicago or New York. This ad will show in New York. It will show in Chicago. It'll show in LA. And a lot of people like to get out of the cold winters and move to those sunny locations like Arizona. You know, that's how you do it. You're still going to get name, email, and phone number. Actually, one of our long-term clients down in Naples, Neil Wolf, he's from Chicago. He's been in Florida for 20 years. He runs these ads targeting Chicago. And then, gets them, he'll say, "Hey, get on the phone with, is that place to get those hot dogs still over there in Chicago?" He can build rapport with people there because he's from there. And you want to do that, right? It's a really smart thing to do. I just talked to a client who's from New Jersey, so she's starting to do the same thing. But in Florida, she's from Jersey originally. So I hope this helped you. Oh, I got a question here. So while I'm getting that question, I want to ask you if you could answer a few questions for us. I'm going to send you a link right now. We just want to survey and make sure we're helping you here, right? Does the cost per click change by changing the location? Yeah, it does. Yeah. So Lynn, you got to test that. But let me kind of explain that. Let me give a little detail here. I think, and I'm not exactly sure because we're not able to analyze that. We do analyze a lot of lead costs on Facebook. But if I wanted to run this ad in Texas and target Texas, people inside Texas on Facebook, I think the lead cost would be cheaper than if I was in Florida targeting people living in Florida. And that's just from what I've seen, right? I look at a lot of people's ads and I can see, wow, it feels like the lead average cost in Florida is between $4 and $5 each. Nationwide, it's around $3 each. Okay. But in Florida, it's a little bit more. But I see in Texas that it's less. It's actually less. So I don't know how, because Facebook sets the lead cost. If you run a $35 ad, that's the max you're going to spend. But the cost per lead is set by Facebook, right? I don't know if you were targeting out in LA, I don't know what that lead cost would be. I think one of the keys of how a lead price is set by Facebook is how much competition there is. I think in Florida, there's a lot of competition. Maybe you don't have so much competition in Texas. You do have a lot of competition, Lynn, in Texas, you know that. But maybe they're not competing on Facebook as much. Because and a reason why I'll tell you that is this. Let me show you on our homepage. This guy here, Brian Mathieson, he has an LPT office in Texas. He's getting $4 seller leads. And the average cost of a seller lead from a sold ad is actually closer to $7 and $8. So there's just some, maybe it's anecdotal that, it might cost you more if you're marketing outside, but they're not charging you more because you're reaching far away. I think they're charging you more because the lead cost in that area is actually higher, right? but you can do it, and it's definitely worth testing, Lynn. Especially, and I'll say this for those of you in Florida, if you have like $1 million really awesome homes, million plus, run those ads up in New York City, run them in Chicago. Some of our Florida clients run ads down in South America, in like Costa Rica and other places where people are moving up. They want to move up, so they want to buy a home in Florida. Yeah, definitely try that, Lynn. That's been a long-term thing, and our clients in the southern states there love that. So good luck with that. Well, I don't see any more questions. I definitely appreciate you guys all being here. I hope this helped. Please take a moment and answer those questions. If you want my emails on open house marketing, expired marketing, open houses, they're all really quick. They're like 5-minute videos to give you all the tools that you need so you can just get up and running. Just shoot me an email at Vince@ListingsToLeads. If you need a team account, shoot me an email at Vince@ListingsToLeads. You can find my phone number on the website too. Thanks for being here. Get our listing presentation in your market. I got to tell you one more thing since you're here. You remember this guy, 10 listings in 10 weeks? He puts 80 of these in his market every month. 40 standard version and 40 expired version. That means he's got to find a lot of leads. He's working expireds. He's marketing sold homes, and he's open houses. To get 80 of these in anybody's market in a homeowner's hands, that's a full-time job, right? And then he's got 2 to 4 listing appointments every week. That's a good model to try to recreate. Thank you for being here, everybody. Don't forget, we got a really terrific support team down here. They are super fast. Scott's doing training throughout the week. Please take the time to learn what you've got available to you now. If you need help from me, you can always find me. Have a great day, everybody.